I really liked What If. It was a good show, but I feel like there was something missing. I don't know if it was the animation and not being like live action. It's still in the MCU technically. I don't know if it was some of the voice actors not returning, like Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. didn't return to it, and I don't know. I liked it. It's getting a second season. Here's where I would rank it in my entire Marvel, list. Some of the concepts were a little confusing to me with the multiverse. I'm sure I'll understand it over time. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. It was a good show. I recommend it. It's on Disney Plus. They're not very long episodes. It's getting a second season as well. I'm excited to see how it, affects the greater MCU. But seeing as my Marvel reviews and my non-hockey videos don't do as well on this channel, outside of yesterday's video, what the hell was that about? I'm going to try and incorporate, or I'm not going to try, we are going to incorporate hockey into this What If review. But I want to go over every team in the NHL, as well as focus on the Penguins primarily, and go over some what if scenarios. I came up with all these when I was bored in class, okay? So if there are ones that, you wish to be here, I'll add them to season 2. Comment them down below. Here's what I would pitch for a what if series for the Pittsburgh Penguins. A 10-episode season. There's totally going to be more than one season, but at least to start, season 1, episode 1, it opens up with a bang. Sidney Crosby, what if he never was injured in the 2011 Winter Classic? And what if Evgeny Malkin was injured instead? Episode 2 is very, very similar to that. What if Jaromir Jagr got cancer instead of Mario Lemieux? Episode 3, what if the Penguins kept Marc-Andre Fleury over Matt Murray in the Vegas expansion draft? Episode 4, what if the Penguins drafted Jonathan Toews instead of Jordan Staal? Episode 5, what if Uwe Krupp never scored that overtime playoff goal and knocked out the Penguins, therefore allowing them to draft Jaromir Jagr? In 2014, the Penguins, fired Bilesma and brought in Mike Johnston, and, Rutherford came in and kind of took shit over. What if the Penguins hired Pierre McGuire as their head coach? Do they still win back-to-back cups? This is another one that I thought was kind of funny. What if the movie Sudden Death, the movie that takes place at the Civic Arena, what if that movie was real, like a real-life scenario that happened in Penguins history? This is a sad one. What if the Penguins moved to Kansas City? Is episode 8. And episode 9 might be the craziest one yet. So you know how when a very good athlete is like a free agent in other sports, Messi left whatever team he was on and went to another team, whatever. And there's always the jokes on Twitter of NHL teams, and even other sports leagues do it too. Hey, Messi, come sign with the Penguins. LeBron, come sign with the Penguins. Antonio Brown. What if one of those? What if that actually happened? And then we'll end it off with a bang. The season finale will be what if the Penguins won the 2008 Stanley Cup. Anyways, again, if you're a Penguins fan, which most of my audience is, comment down below some other what if scenarios in Penguins history. But now let's shift over to the NHL in general, and I'm going to go through every team. Some of these were submitted by, I put it on Twitter a month ago. I've been holding off for this video for a while, but some of these are going to be submitted by fans. Most of these are my own ideas. Some of them aren't very good. So if you have, again, an idea for a particular team, let me know in the comment section down below. I want this video to be a conversation, about all the what if scenarios, because sports, just as a medium, has so many, and it's very interesting. I have them in divisional order, and we'll start with the Anaheim Ducks, and this one's kind of strange, but what if the Mighty Ducks, the, players from the Disney movie, were actual real-life people and played for the Ducks? How many goals would Adam Banks score in the NHL in the early 2000s? For the San Jose Sharks, I thought this one was interesting. What if Patrick Marleau played one game played instead of all of them, 1,700, whatever he has? The LA Kings, this one's pretty easy. What if Wayne Gretzky declined the trade from Edmonton, which apparently he could have. Apparently the general manager said, I don't even know who it was, I wasn't alive, said that if Wayne wanted to call off the trade, he could. So what if he did? Vegas Golden Knights, what if they won in 2018? What if they won in year one? And even though Seattle hasn't played a regular season game yet, there is a pretty obvious one, and that is what if they took Carey Price, which, we'll never know, and we don't even know what they even look like as a team yet. Vancouver, what if they did not trade up with the Panthers, I think, in 19 whatever, to draft both of the Sedins? What if they only got one of them? Or what if they didn't get either of them? How different would this franchise be? Calgary's an easy one. What if that goal was in 2004, which it was? More of what if they had better technology to prove that that goal was in. These next two are very similar. With Edmonton, I am having what if they lost the 2015 draft lottery and got Jack Eichel instead of Connor McDavid. And for the Arizona Coyotes, what if they won the 2016 draft lottery and got Austin Matthews, their hometown boy, which, he's inevitably going there. But what if he went there sooner? Colorado, what if Raymond Bourque never came to the team in 2001? Did they still win the Stanley Cup? This one was submitted by Mason, aka Blues Fan Reactions, for the St. Louis Blues. What if the 2020 season was never shortened and the Blues carried no momentum that they had from winning the Cup in 2019 into 2020, 2021, or 2019, 2020? Do they go back to back? We'll never know. This is a very recent one. What if the Minnesota Wild were unable to sign Kirill Kaprizov and he left for Russia? I was really struggling for one for Dallas. The obvious one I'm going to have for the Sabres. What if they never drafted Jamie Benn in the 7th round? I don't know. I just remember that he was a 7th round pick. What if they drafted me instead of Jamie Benn? Chicago Blackhawks, there's a lot of them that I could go with, but I'm going to go with Patrick Kane's goal in 2010 that only he knew was in. What if it was never in? Did the Flyers come back and win? Did the Blackhawks still beat them? The national one was submitted again by a fan, Max Wire. He asked, what if the Colton Sissons goal in 2007 Stanley Cup final with the Pittsburgh Penguins was never called off because the ref didn't see the play? Winnipeg Jets, what if they never left Atlanta? I'm not even going to rate anything for that. I'm just going to do that. I feel like there were so many Philadelphia ones that could have went with. Lindros, what if he never had a concussion history? What if he never went to Philly in the first place? What if he actually went to the Nordiques? But I went with the fun one. What if Gritty was allowed to play hockey? How many goals would he score? This one was submitted by Tommy Boy, as well as one that I already was going to put on this list for the Washington Capitals. What if they took Evgeny Malkin over Alex Ovechkin? And I didn't have that as a Penguins one because I didn't want to repeat it. It's going to be Washington's one. So many possibilities there. Couldn't really think of a good one for Columbus. What if they kept Artemi Panarin? What if they kept the momentum after beating Tampa and won a Stanley Cup? I'm going to go with kept Panarin. New York Islanders. Sorry, Islanders fans. What if they re-signed John Tavares? Or another one that I thought of is what if Mike Bossy's career was never cut short due to injuries? But this is more of a recent, most of these are recent, so Tavares. Some of these are a little crazy, like the Gritty one, and this one is a little crazy as well. What if Marty Brodeur played forward? This is probably the one that I'm the most proud of being able to think of, and that's for the Carolina Hurricanes. What if the Staal family out of Thunder Bay, Ontario, mom and dad, I don't know their names, but what if they had all girls? Not a single boy in that family. Jordan, Eric, Jarrett, Mark became Jordan. Jordan's a girl name. Marcy, Erica, and Janice. And the Carolina Hurricanes lost 3 players that wanted to play for them. Jarrett doesn't really count. Mark Staal, watch Mark Staal go there like next year. Eric and Jordan, the main 2 ones. Buffalo, what if they called off the foot in the crease? Did the Sabres go on to win the Cup? Who knows? I could not think of one for Toronto. Outside of, what if they won a playoff series? That's the only one I could think of. I thought of like a bunch of other ones. I'm like, no. Just what if they were good? This is one that kind of hits home here in Pittsburgh. Hits literally Matt Cook. What if he never injured Mark Savard for the Boston Bruins? That's the one that I thought of immediately. I'm sure, again, there's a bunch of Boston Bruins ones, but I don't know. I still am so upset about Matt Cook and how he was as a player and the image that he gave to the Penguins for those years where he was being a goon, essentially. And I'm sure you can go over every team on the list with injuries and be like, what if this guy wasn't hurt? What if this guy wasn't hurt? This is the one that we talk about a lot. And that is, what if this good player from when he was, tearing it up, played today? And I'm going to use that example, that kind of framework with the Detroit Red Wings and Gordie Howe. What if Gordie Howe played today? How would he be any good? Would he be amazing? Probably not. What would that look like? Ottawa. I couldn't really think of one for these guys outside of what if they were original 16. This one was submitted by Justin Burrell, and I'm very thankful for this because I could not think of one for the Rangers. He said, what if the New York Rangers sold off all of their good players, or their youth players, to win the 1994 Stanley Cup? Please let me know the context to this, because they did win the 1924 Stanley Cup. I'm kind of confused on this one. Let me know in the comment section down below. This one for the Florida Panthers was also submitted by a fan. What if the Florida Panthers were allowed to draft Alex Ovechkin in the 2003 draft, the year before he was eligible? And what if they were able to get away with it? Tampa Bay Lightning. This is a question that we've been asking recently, and that is, what if there were full seasons in 2019-20 and 2021? Do the Lightning still win back-to-back Stanley Cups? And kind of along those same lines, I did put the NHL logo up here, and I just want to point out that no lockouts would have been great. Didn't happen, but what if? What if 2012, 2013 was never shortened? What if 04 never happened? What if these COVID years never even happened? Who would have won the 2004 Stanley Cup? Things like that. We'll never know, but what if? And I put the RMU Hockey logo on the board just because what if RMU Hockey was never gone? And I saved the best one for the last, in my opinion. That's the Montreal Canadiens. And this one, it just completely opens up the multiverse. What if the Montreal Canadiens, who have 24 or 23 Stanley Cups, what if they never won a single Stanley Cup? What if they were the Toronto Maple Leafs and just had the ridiculous drought of no Stanley Cups at all? Who would have won those 23 years of Stanley Cups? And again, these are all just for fun. This is kind of my what if review / what if NHL hypothetical thought experiment. Again, let's make this into a conversation. Let me know what episodes I should add to the Penguins season 1, and what other what if scenarios in the NHL could have happened, never happened, things like that. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. What If was a decent show. Go watch it, but go watch my show before you do that. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Hockey season is 6 days away.